Hello guys, another video about the Lenovo i7, 7i i7. It is 11:11 p.m. right now, and I'm gonna answer a couple more questions that I have had in the comments from my previous video. So, first question was about battery life. Battery life, let's check it out. I have been running on battery since 9:30 and now it's 11:12 and the battery is at 24%, right? So around 100 minutes, and I kept it on the balanced mode. So here you can see it's the white light, and if we go to the Lenovo Vantage, this is what I'm talking about, the balanced thermal mode. Did not hit the performance mode once. I did connect an external monitor for about maybe 15 minutes. Let's see what I did. So I downloaded Steam. I downloaded the game Dota 2. Did not run it. I did some light browsing, email, Lenovo's website, YouTube, watched a couple of videos, used Photoshop, maybe like 10 minutes. So I would say light to medium use. And yeah, the battery got down to 24%. Most of the time the RGB lights were not on. I did turn them on and off, so maybe half the time they were on, half the time they were off. So this gives you an estimate of how the battery will do. Like I mentioned in the comments, the HX processor is not really battery friendly. If you're looking for something to last you throughout the day, do not get the HX version, or just run it on super eco mode if you want to do that. But the best one, your best option would be the AMD version if you want longer battery life. So the other question was about the RGB lights. This is my favorite one of the bunch, or I can't really decide on a favorite, to be honest. I like multiple ones, but this is the rain effect, and I'm gonna show you a couple of them and some more information about it. But first I'm gonna plug in the laptop so you also have an idea about how fast it charges, because Lenovo says that the laptop charges up to 70%, I think, in 30 minutes, and then up to full charge within, I think, 90 minutes to 2 hours. So I'm gonna plug it in right now and see how far it goes up. So again, right now it's at 22 minutes, so 2% since the beginning of the video. Didn't really do anything to it, and the RGB is on. Or I'm gonna pause and plug it in. Alright guys, we are plugged in. Okay, it's already at 23%. Charging up pretty quickly. So yeah, the RGB lights. The RGB lights, like I mentioned last time, you can control them from within the Vantage software. So the Vantage software, you scroll at the bottom, there is the Legion Spectrum. So the Legion Spectrum basically replaces last year's, and I guess previous year's, the IQ software. The IQ used to control everything about RGB lights. It had its issues, I think, with battery drain and like that. So this year Lenovo put in this software. I did install the IQ just to see if it's still possible to use it, and this is what I got. Basically just some readings from the CPU. I tried adding a profile, nothing really happened. So basically telling me that I can't really use the IQ on this year's model anymore, which is a shame, to be honest, because um, I tried playing around with the Legion Spectrum software and I was a little bit underwhelmed. Okay, so let's introduce you to the profiles first, really quickly, because I'm gonna link to another video that goes in more in depth. So I don't want to waste time on this too much, but these are the profiles. You have 6 of them. The first one is this, a full keyboard, rotation, all the lights. Second profile, this nice blue. Third profile, basically RGB heaven when you are using the keyboard. Fourth profile is the rain. Fifth profile and sixth profile, these I had specific questions about them, basically asking about how to set up the RGB with audio. So the fifth profile basically starts shooting RGB from left to right on the keyboard, based on the sound that's been playing, and the sixth profile starts from the center and goes outwards. I'm gonna demonstrate to you how that looks like. So honestly, I don't really play games anymore, and if I play, the only game that I play is Dota 2. So I am going to show you a clip from this just random YouTube video. So I'm trying to show you something that you would be doing on your regular day, you know, just hanging out, watching YouTube videos, I suppose. So let's say you're watching this YouTube clip and you are, I'm gonna put it on the fifth profile. There we go. Okay, so I just switched the profiles really quickly and it got stuck, I guess. There we go. Now it is on the fifth profile. So now I want you to compare what's happening on screen, and if you don't really understand what's happening, just trust me, it's really crazy and you can hear the announcers going crazy. It's wild. There's a lot of spills, supposedly a lot of sounds going on. So my thinking is the RGB should be going wild, but let's see.
He jumps to the other side of things and completely ignores Miracle. Miracle gets out the magnetic field, trying to protect this throne, and it's very difficult to get inside of it. So Nico, baby, he's going to have a hard time with this. Jumps to the other side, but his shield can still see it. The bubble perfectly matches the throne AoE, and they're just wasting all their time. Finally, the magnetic fields are down. They're going to focus on the throne. They should be able to finish up, and now one more, a little bit more. They're jumping back and forth, trying to finish it off. The sun goes off, but the Morphling, they might actually be able to...
So you get the idea. And also, by the way, this is kind of loud. So now it's at 66% volume. I'm gonna put it at 2% volume and it's gonna stay the same. So I found that if it's at 100% volume or at 2% volume, as long as there is audio coming through, the RGB is gonna behave the same. So if you increase the volume, the RGB is not necessarily gonna become more intense. So this is the 2%. Okay, I'm gonna rewind back 5 seconds and set it to 60%. So pretty similar. So this is this profile. I'm gonna switch to the sixth one, the one that goes from the middle. I'm gonna put the volume down a little bit. Now this is really underwhelming. So my thinking here, I would love for the RGB to just be going all over the place. Okay, so you get the idea. So now this is a random YouTube clip. It's not professionally produced, so the sound stage is not necessarily the best. I am gonna show you a test from the Matrix Resurrections official trailer. So this is a professionally produced video. It will have a lot more going on the sound stage. So let's give it a go.
Thomas, you seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened? I had dreams that weren't just dreams. Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here. Hi. Have we met?
So you get the idea. Even if there's explosions or anything crazy, the RGB doesn't really leave the center of the keyboard. I'm gonna switch back to the fifth one really quick. You see in this one, the RGB goes across sometimes. Now on the Dota 2 clip, it didn't really do that, do that to this extent. Check it out, almost on the numpad over there. And there's not much going on, it's just some music, some talking. Okay, so you get the idea. A little bit underwhelming in my opinion. I would love to see more action going on. So there is an option to customize all that stuff. Also, there's brightness, by the way. I just increased the brightness. It's just more bright, but not really more going on. So the same keys, but just brighter. Okay. Alright, you get the idea. So the customization, you can get into the software. You can select your region where you want your effect to go, and then you can select the effect that you want on that area. My disappointment here is that you cannot stack the effects, so you get one effect per profile. I tried to make this sixth profile that goes from the center outwards to make it kind of more alive, more happening in it, but I failed. If somebody has any tips, please share them in the comments, and I will link to this video here. It is by Brax Tech. It's just a 4-minute video. It's a really good demonstration of this software, but he doesn't really demonstrate what I just showed you, but he gives you a really good idea how the software functions. So he really explains how to set up the customization for rotation, have the RGBs going sideways, etc. But to have the RGB work with the audio, like your questions were about, and like I am trying to achieve, it's a little bit disappointing. But honestly, the rain effect and this keyboard effect are really, really nice. That's pretty much it. And so now we have been plugged in for about 10 minutes or so, 12. Let's check it out. So it's at 36% now. 36%. Alright, so now you have an idea about how it's like to have this laptop on your desk. Also, I just want to mention the thermals from last video, the 195 to 100 on the Cinebench benchmark. I contacted Lenovo support about it and I asked them, hey, is this by design or is my unit kind of faulty? Is the cooling working properly or not? They responded with a very generic response, basically saying, hey, if you use multi-cores, there will be heat, but if it's gonna get to any dangerous limits, the laptop will basically shut itself off. So I'm guessing this is by design and all units will behave like the one I have here. So if you get one, expect it to boil on multi-threading workloads. But I also noticed from my testing with the MSI GE Raider GE77, the HX, the at least the Cinebench multi-core scores were comparable between that one and this Legion. I also looked up some Cinebench benchmarks online for the GE77, and they were around the ballpark of what I scored with this Legion. So basically what I'm trying to say, even though the temps on the MSI were better, around 85 max, and here we have 95 to 100, the performance is still comparable. You will still feel the heat here a little bit more, but this is a much quieter machine. The MSI is much louder, kind of cooler, so you pick your poison, I guess. For me, I am pretty sensitive to fan noise. For some reason, the MSI fan noise really bothered me, even when it was spinning at low speeds. I think just the pitch of the noise is what bothers me because I'm used to working at very quiet environments, and when the fans would kick in, it would bother me. I noticed with this Lenovo, even though I was like on Photoshop watching videos, there was fan noise, but it was not annoying. It's this kind of very in the background, quiet noise. So if you are sensitive to fan noise, Legion highly recommended. If you don't care about fan noise, you care more about temps, maybe squeezing a little bit of performance, the MSI might be the better pick. But I think I like the screen here better. Like I said, even though the software here is a little bit, the RGB software is a little bit disappointing on the customization side, it's still very nice and it actually works. The MSI one, the shortcuts rarely worked, even though over there you have per key RGB customizations and you can do some crazy things with it. But RGB for me is kind of a plus. I don't really care too much about it, and I already like what I have here. Alright, hopefully you have an idea about how it's like to have this laptop with you. One last check, it's at 40% now. And one last thing about the advanced Optimus. So I just got a comment from Hang, and he mentioned that he has the same laptop and that advanced Optimus, we need to be in hybrid mode for it to show up. It won't show up if we are in DGPU mode, basically in dedicated GPU mode. So right now I am in hybrid mode, and if I am gonna switch to DGPU, it's gonna ask for a restart, and I guess that is not advanced Optimus, because advanced Optimus should not need a restart. And if I try to go from the NVIDIA control panel, set the high performance NVIDIA processor to be the one in use. Once I click apply, it gets applied. Okay, and that is that. Again, I'm not really an expert on advanced Optimus and whatnot, so I'm not sure if that is advanced Optimus. So yeah, your comments would be appreciated in the comment section about this particular part. Again, I am no expert, I'm just trying to figure it out alongside you, and I'm just trying to provide some answers to questions that I had, and more on what you have. Also, one last thing about the games that you asked me to benchmark. Honestly, I haven't had the time to benchmark anything, and if I need to purchase the game in order to benchmark it, it won't happen. If you have any free benchmarks, that would work. But honestly, I don't play any games nowadays, and I only play Dota 2, which is a free to play game. I do not own any games. Alright, thank you, and more questions in the comments. I'll try to get to them best I can. Thank you.